I want to talk about property rights as how we got to where we are today. Because a long time ago, you had kings who basically owned everything and they would put people to work on their land to grow their food and all these other things as slaves. Then they were like, okay, well, the slaves aren't that happy. Let's turn them into serfs where we'll let them pretend like they're owning the land, but they're really just renting it. And they can take a little bit of benefit from that land, but it's really ours. And when you look at that system, it's less like slavery, but it's still not owning the land. And if you think about it, that's really kind of the system we have in the U.S. today. Nobody owns land. I mean, we can talk about air rights and mineral rights and everything else. Nobody owns land because every single day you have to pay rent to the government just to stay there. And if you don't pay that rent, they will kick you off that land. It's theirs. And this is how they force us into a system of slavery. I mean, literally, you can live on land. You can live off of the earth without having to work. You don't need a job. But when they come along and say, well, you need to give us money in order to stay on this land, in order to survive, well, now you're forced to go into town and get a regular job to earn these coins or paper bills so that you can pay the tax man so you can not get kicked off the land and not starve to death. This is like it's a convoluted system that they're forcing us to pay into. They're forcing us to work jobs, and then they go and they brag about unemployment rates going down because they're forcing us to work in factories and all this other shit. This is like, if we had real property rights, this wouldn't be an issue. Ultimately, we have to go back and say, look, if somebody owns land, they should own the land. They shouldn't have to rent it for the rest of eternity from their government.